Hey, Desiree here with Soulpath Astrology and a really unusual take on today's recording. So I already did this video earlier today when the lighting was way better and realized that I made a really major error in one of the astrological points that was going on. Like it was such a big one and in such a big component of the video, like to try to fix it was just not going to happen. So I guess there was another message that wanted to come through. I have no idea what it is, but we're just going to trust the process as I record this, that it unfolds and what wants to be said will be said. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is it. It's raw, it's real, it's like full of mistakes and the human touch, because I think we desperately need that in these crazy times of perfection and AI that is so hard to recognize reality from fiction. So, you know, it's our mistakes, it's our errors, it's our wounds, it's our scars that define us. And it's the demarcation of humanness. And so here I am recording this again, trusting the unfolding and the denouement as it happens lifetime. I'm going to skip being specific about the astrology. And instead, I'm just going to talk about the energy. I'm going to riff a little bit about what is really alive for me today specifically. And my hope always when I share my personal stories is that you will find resonance with your own personal story. This channel, as you know, if you're returning, is always about coming back to your own GPS unit, your own inner guidance system, your own inner guru. The astrology, the numerology, tarot cards, my personal stories, all of these externalities are meant to be used not in lieu of your inner guidance, but rather to help you bounce back and mirror what is going on for you internally. Everything this year, especially, but this channel anyway, is about sovereignty and self-sourcing your own center of gravity. And what I find is this is a container to find the things that we do that get in the way of that, old habits. And we're going to probably talk about that because this is what's been most present for me, most vulnerable, most real. It's my edge. And that's the energy. Actually, I'll use that to jump into the energy report for this week. It is the bleeding edge, the leading edge of time is the energy this week. The new energy, the new lunar calendar begins in February. Like that's really when you're going to begin. Like between the 17th and the 20th, there's several different astrological events that are happening. That's really when you're going to feel moving forward. Between now and then, there's this invitation of like just really slowing down, really cultivating and making it a part of your daily habit, a practice of attuning to what's going on with your body. Our bodies are going to be the dowsing rod, the tuning fork, the mechanical means in which we can identify what is real and what is not, what is a yes and what is a no for each of us personally. There is so much decomposition happening with our external authorities, the external systems, and that's a good thing. We're having a lot of things crumble that we used to lean on and find security in are no longer serving us, including old behavior patterns, and many of them probably so long held and so deep-seated that you're not even aware that they're there until you keep tripping on them. And like you're noticing like, fuck, I just keep running into the same problem. And that's where we stop and we become curious about what is it I'm tripping on. This time period, energetically this week and for the next couple of weeks, is a collective doing of that. Like what isn't working? We have so many tools at our disposal to increase our productivity, to increase our reach, to produce more content. And the question begs, why? What is the content production for? What Why increase your productivity? Like, what are you producing that requires an increase in productivity? We're so conditioned to just go, go, go and do, and mindlessly add more stuff. Do it faster, do it more efficiently, do it with a bigger margins. The question begs, do what? So this is the energy, like to go within and slow down and ask, like, what is it that I'm in love with? What acts of service feel pure and good and sincere and genuine? What feels like time, which I'm sure you've probably noticed is starting to get very weird, very fluid? What disappears? Like, what makes time disappear when I'm doing it? What gets me in flow, and how can I do more of that? These are the kinds of questions. And I also want to presence into this situation, presence into this video, the need and safety of containment, and to give yourself to slow down enough that you can really touch your feelings. One of the habits that I've noticed that I am now, because I'm cognizant of it, I have my light of my conscious awareness is upon it, I can now affect change. But it's to notice when I start to get a lot of anxiety, a lot of discomfort inside, and my rush to explain it, my rush to fix it, my rush to intellectually understand it, because if I intellectually understand something, then that takes some of the pressure off, and it lends me a temporary sense of security. But what right now is asking us to do is to not rush to that, but instead to just simply be present, maybe touching the parts of our body that are experiencing that anxiety. Like, where are you feeling that? And just be with that. For me, it's between my heart and my solar plexus. I'm really becoming cognizant of how much I overfunction and I try to emotionally manage everyone around me. Because there was a time when I needed to do that. That was literally life or death safety for me. But now it's become a cumbersome habit that has the unfortunate side effect of essentially telling the other person I don't believe they can manage their own feelings and I need to do it for them. And I didn't realize how much I relied on that, even in simple text messaging, even to lend myself a sense of solidity and security. But what is arising right now, like live time in my world, is this felt sense of a strong core, like radiating from my chest, from my solar plexus, but the edges are soft. So it's like a new kind of boundary definition where I am attuning to my needs and my wants, and I am advocating for them, not in a you have to obey me kind of way, or in a I have to manage you and pitch you, sell you these boundaries of mine in a way that will likely have you want to honor them. Instead, it's just, I'm just going to voice where I am. I'm just going to articulate where I stand and what I have availability for, and what the container that I'm willing to fully submerge myself into, no more and no less, and allow everyone else to orienteer around that, to themselves self-edit whether they want in or out of that. And I want to invite you, if you're on this channel and you're resonating with this, where you notice where you do this caretaking thing for other people, where it's not like codependency in the lower functioning way that maybe you've heard it, but it's like high functioning codependency that we might call empathy, but it isn't. It's managing someone else's emotional experience. I really want to invite you into the edge around that. Where do you manage other people's emotional experiences? Where do you manage the mood in a room? And call it leadership. And I'm not saying there isn't times and places for this, because there is. But what matters here is becoming cognizant, becoming hyper attuned and aware to where and how often do you do this, and where is it that it isn't appropriate. Sometimes it is, but it isn't always, right? The nuance, it's the serenity prayer comes to mind. This has just been so potent for me lately, about having the courage to change the things you can, the serenity to accept the things you can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. And truly, the wisdom to know the difference. When is it my job to act? When is it my job to ask for something to be taken from me, in a sense of like, please, I don't know how to deal with this. Can you just deal with this, God? Please help me know when it's my job to step in and do the work. And when is it my job to let go and allow others to do their own work? Others including God, but others as well as the people that are in your sphere with you. When you imagine taking all of your energy back in and applying it appropriately and allowing others the grace and respect and allowance for their capacity to manage themselves or not. But when you take away, when you unhook yourself from others, imagine the amount of energy that comes back into you and what you could potentially build with that, and how clean it is to have clean exchanges of communication and energy where I'm not trying to manage you nor allow you to manage me, right? This is sovereignty. This is sovereignty in its deepest truth. So that's the energy today. That's the energy of this week that I wanted to bring forward. And with that, to offer compassion and learning. I was beating myself up today and recognizing how hard I can be on myself to do things right and to meet even in growth curves, recognizing like, fuck, I need some grace here. Like, it's okay to screw up. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not get this right away. It's okay that I did it in a way that was wrong for many years, and I overstepped my boundaries, and I gave away my sovereignty for many years. And in that, it hurt others. It was obviously not my intention, but that's what happened. And so just having a lot of compassion and grace. And one last thing before I move into the meditation and the cards, it's okay to play. So on the heels of that recognition of my self-criticism was this, Des, what you need is some more play. You need some more frivolity. You need some more lightheartedness. You need some places where making mistakes has no catastrophic anything. My daughter started coloring to help herself work through the same quality of fearing making mistakes, because she can screw up with coloring and nothing bad happens. And so, get some Play-Doh, get some paint, get some colors, and just give yourself permission to be playful, like with no pressure and no need to produce something valuable. Like, it's remembering how to play, remembering how to create the spaciousness in your consciousness to be fluid and flexible. And we learn when we're relaxed. We don't learn intense rigidity. And so bringing that playfulness back, that silliness and that whimsy can be such a beautiful medicine to bring into the space right now. So yeah, there we go. We'll leave that there. Meditation time. So I want to invite you just to come into the space with me here, attune to your breath. Just notice it without trying to force it or change it in any way. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, or soften them. Remembering that right now there's nothing else you need to do or be, nowhere you need to go. We're just here in this moment, together with our breath. And I invite you to notice it as it fills your diaphragm and belly, expanding your lungs. Go ahead and let out an audible exhale. Big, deep inhale. One more big one, guys. Here we go. Feet on the floor, butt in the chair. Smile on your face and open your eyes. Welcome back. Okay, card selection for the week. Here we go. Let's see if I got these in the right order. No, they were like this. Okay, number 1, number 2, number 3. 1, 2, 3. Card number 1, if this was your selection, we've got the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is about celebration. It's in the storyline, the story arc of the major arcana. It's our hero has come back from war and he's traveling through the village, you know, with his flag, and the villagers are all like, whoa, yes, you're a hero. So this is this energy of giving yourself permission to own how far you've come. And what a great time of year to do that when you're reflecting on the tail end of 2025, the tail end of the year of the snake. Because the new year, the Chinese New Year, the year of the fire horse, doesn't begin until February. So we're still in the tail end of the year of the snake. What can you celebrate? How far have you come? Can you give yourself permission to really like celebrate and be celebrated? And this card can also portend to being recognized publicly. So maybe there's something that you've achieved that you're going to receive a public award for, or some recognition, maybe just some accolades and pats on the back from friends, family, and colleagues. But it's a really positive card of celebration and achievement. And I just want to invite you to slow down and let your accomplishments land. Be like a sponge and like expand your capacity to say, fuck yeah, self, I did it. We're doing this. I'm so proud of you. Every step of this has been learning and growth, and it's been so brave, and you're so deserving of just relishing in the praise, celebration, and accomplishment that you've achieved so far. And just pause in that. So there, card 2, coming right up. Here we go. Card number 2. The King of Cups. Oh, I love the King of Cups. He's sovereign in his emotions, emotional mastery. This has to do with really having built capacity to hold space for every emotion, like no matter whether it's positive or negative, but the fullness of your grief, the fullness of your joy, the fullness of your pride and gratitude, and how those mingle together, the fullness of overwhelm. You know, can you arrive in the space without moving to crush or collapse or escape, right? The king is saying, yes, you are doing such good work on this. Call in that sense of emotional sovereignty into your own being. And this is the energy that I think we're going to find is expanding into 2026. This is a quality of adulthood that is coming online. I love that it's the king, because it's the masculine. It's pointing towards, because we've really, culturally, we've made it challenging for the masculine to own the full spectrum of his feelings. And there's this invitation, this recognition of, no, men have the same scope of feelings as women do. And they also need to be educated into how to hold space and have full capacity for them, because masculine presence in emotional situations can have such a beautifully grounding force. And it really creates the container so that expression can feel safe, because it's not being crushed, but it's not also just like, you know, fire hosing all over it. It's got this beautiful containment, and that is the King of Cups. This could also speak to, maybe you're going to meet someone that holds these qualities of character. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. This higher evolution of the masculine presence, to me, is what's so sorely needed in our culture, our Western culture, certainly, and is something that I'm personally cultivating within myself. Like this real fluency in emotional expression and an attunement and recognition within the self without fighting or collapsing, right? Like it's really this deep presence. So if this is your card, may you find that sense and attune to it. If it's someone you're calling in, how delightful. I would love to hear all about that. And maybe it's someone you look around in your life right now and this is reminding you of somebody. Maybe, like the first card, maybe give them some credit for that. Just give them a sense of acknowledgement, like, thank you so much for having cultivated your capacity to hold space for emotions. Thank you so much for creating a brotherhood or being part of a brotherhood where you can hold space and elevate each other up into this capacity. Recognize it, honor it, give it the respect it's due. Okay, last but not least, card number 3. Here we go. Our 4 of Cups. Oh, the 4 of Cups. This card often shows up if we're feeling a little bit like we've got a chip on our shoulder. There's a little bit of resentment, kind of a bit of poor me energy. And in the regular card imagery, there's a cup coming out from a card. So that it's actually, there's divine resources available. There is potential, but it requires you to grab a hold of it. And so actually this ties back to the serenity prayer again about like knowing when you having the courage to take action. This card is asking you to take action. The universe is providing you with possibilities and with potential, but the onus is on you to get up and seize that. Yeah. Letting go of the chip on the shoulder, letting go of feeling like hard done by. Like, it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to have like realized that something didn't turn out the way you were hoping it was going to, but don't like get stuck in that. Like just, okay, yeah, shit, that wasn't what I wanted, you know, but what is out there? What is available? And what's just coming to mind is, you know, in the morning, maybe make a practice of saying a little prayer and expecting a pleasant surprise or expecting some benevolence, expecting, you know, like to find money on the street or to have a phone call out of the blue that's so helpful, or perhaps you get the opportunity to be the benevolent provider or offering the positive surprise, and just getting that forward momentum going, reaching for and accepting that gift from the universe, that inspired action step, that kindness, that favor. You are loved. The universe does have your back. And if you attune to that, you'll see more and more evidence of it every day. Okay, our final nugget of love. Final nugget of love. Be here now. That's it. Be present for what is, in fact, actually present right now without rushing to contain it, fix it, move it, change it. Inviting guidance and a deeper understanding of the somatics in your body where you feel your deep yes and your deep no, and ask for the courage to act on it accordingly. Recognize that we are in a time right now of stillness, of not quite action oriented yet, so there's no outward action, but there's inner stirrings. So recognize the value of those inner stirrings and trust the timing. Ooh, that's what wants to come. Trust the timing. Your body knows the timing. Your head has no idea. Okay. So trust your body's cues and act on them accordingly. And odds are they're going to align with the astrology anyway, because astrology is nature, your body is nature, and it's all co-creating, co-communicating, as within is without, as above, so below. Trust your nature above all else. Hope that landed. If you want a reading, you can find it, the link to my calendar in the description of the video and as a pinned comment. Please like these videos. Hit that like button if you enjoy this. It means a lot. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Share with any friends or family you think might enjoy these. And as always, mwah, my deepest, hugest loving hugs to each of you. We are getting this figured out. We are feeling our way forward together, and I'm so grateful you're with me on this journey. And as always, we'll see you next Tuesday.